When we need to carry out any form of operation, the thing that we use is called an operator. An operator is a symbol that allows us to carry out mathematical, comparison, and logical operations. An arithmetic operator allows us to carry out some simple mathematical operations on a set of numbers. You will be familiar with these from your maths lessons. The commonly used arithmetic operators used in programming are addition, used when we want to add two numbers, subtraction, used when we want to subtract two numbers, multiplication, used when we want to multiply two numbers, division, used when we want to divide two numbers, modulus, works out the remainder when we do a division, quotient, works out how many times one number goes into another. One of the more complicated parts of understanding these arithmetic operators is that of division, as you can see that there are 3 different types of division operator. It's also important to remember that when performing division, we'll need to use a real or float data type, as this allows us to store the answer with a decimal point value. If we use the wrong data type and use an int, we won't get the answer we are looking for, though as we've learned in the previous lesson, Python will cast this for you to a floating point. A relational operation is carried out when we want to compare one data value against another. They let us ask our program simple yes or no questions. For example, is a bus bigger than a car? Yes. Is a cow faster than a squirrel? No. Is Manchester City better than Newcastle? Yes. Is 10 bigger than 5? Yes. Does 5 equal 9? No. A classic use of a comparison operator is in a password validator. We might want to work out if a password length is greater than 8 letters. The most commonly used comparison operators used in programming are equals, used when we want to work out if one thing is equal to another, not equals, used when we want to work out if one thing is not equal to another, less than, used when we want to work out if one thing is less than another, less than or equals, used when we want to work out if one thing is less than or equal to another thing, greater than, when we want to work out if one thing is greater than another, and greater than or equals, when we want to work out if something is greater than or equal to another thing. Boolean operators are sometimes known as logical operators. In the previous section, we saw how relational operators allow us to ask simple yes/no questions, like is 10 greater than 20? Sometimes though, we'll want to ask a question that combines 2 or more conditions. An example of this might be in a password system, which might want to check that the username you enter is equal to your actual username and the password you enter is equal to your actual password. Only when both of these are true should you be allowed to log in. This is what we use Boolean operators for, to combine 2 or more conditions. The commonly used Boolean operators used in programming are AND, used when we want to work out if a combination of one value and another value is correct, or used when we want to work out if a combination of one value or another value is correct, and NOT, used when we want to check out if one thing is not a value, usually when working with Boolean variables. So, arithmetic operators allow you to do mathematical calculations on variables. The result of any calculation must be stored in a variable. Div is the whole part of a division, so 11 div 4 is 2. Mod is the modulus of a division, which is the remainder, so 11 mod 4 is 3. Relational operators will compare 2 values. Examples include equal to, greater than, and less than. Boolean operators, also known as logical operators, allow us to compare 2 or more conditions. The Boolean operators are AND, OR, and NOT.